I want to talk a little bit about, if you don't mind, I want to talk about, and I know zero purpose of you coming on this podcast was a pitch. You know what I mean? I know like your heart, right? Yeah. But I do want to talk about kind of like your speaking program and how you do your coaching program. Yeah. You know what I mean? And how you do. Yeah. But before we get into that, because like the public speaking side of it, what do you say to someone who's like just deathly afraid of public speaking? Yeah. Like, do you have any tips to overcome that? Or like what do you say to someone who's just like, oh, I can't talk on stage. I've never been in front of someone like that before.
Yeah. So one thing that I will say when it comes to the public speaking side of things is that you don't have a fear of public speaking, okay? What you do have is a fear of being approved by people.
Man, that's so good, bro. That's so good.
When you understand that when you get on the stage, you're not a speaker. You are actually doing surgery on somebody's soul.
That's so good.
And so what speakers do typically, fam, is that they'll get on a stage, they'll speak, they'll leave people open and don't close them. Your job is to get on stage and find what's that cancer, what's that tumor? Is it suicide? Is it depression? Is it anxiety? What are they dealing with? And your job is to go in there and snatch that, right?
Yeah.
And then take that into captivity and lock that up and set that person free. So the stage is not about you. The stage is just a foundation that God gives you to propel his light to win the soul.
You know what you just made me like, and this isn't exactly what you said, but this is where I'm going with that.
Come on.
If a person has a message from the Lord to share, and fear of public speaking is holding them back, it's almost selfish. Like it's almost, do you see what I'm saying? Like it's almost like you're more worried about your approval, wanting to be approved, or you're scared to be embarrassed. That you're going to hold this message or this purpose that you have. So if you can get outside yourself and say, you know what, this isn't even about me. And I think that's the problem, is someone who would be scared to speak publicly is probably going to be thinking to myself, it's all about me. You know what I mean? But it's really not. It's so much bigger than that. Like you said, if God puts it. And then another thing that I want to hit on that you just said is like, if you get to a public speaking, and this is a little bit different than that part. If you get to the speaking part, right? And let's say you, like you were saying, you got to cut them up. You got to figure out what needs to be fixed, and you got to pull it out of them, and you got to fix it, right? And you got to close that. But if you don't bring it full circle, and if it's not from the Lord, you might even have to be careful you're not just doing damage by cutting someone up and not leaving them just cut open.
That's right. 100%.
You see what I mean? Like, does that make sense?
No, that makes perfect sense.
Because